I know a lot of people are here for like an explanation or something like that. And I know exactly, I can explain a little bit of it. I can't explain the whole thing, but I can explain a little bit of it. So I got suspended. And I mean, you guys saw like surprising amount of people saw that stupid tweet. It's a little bit difficult to explain and like stay within the boundaries that I'm supposed to. Because I got suspended, I caused a lot of trouble for the boys, right? I caused a lot of trouble for the boys. But causing trouble for the boys is like not why I got suspended. And I'm just gonna tell you like straight up, like I got suspended because I lost my temper. It is easily, and then this goes back to like my family, right? And then they were able to ground me a little bit, right? My quick temper is by a very wide margin the worst part of who I am. I can say it, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I was given permission to talk about it. I have a quick temper now. I used to have just like a straight up bad temper when I was a young lad, just like a ill-tempered, unpleasant person to be around. And it took a long time and a lot of therapy for me to get better at that. And I improved it and I got cocky. I thought, oh, I don't really have like a temper. I'm past that. I'm older. I'm wiser. I don't have a quick temper or a bad temper, but I do. It's still there. The main issue is that it's just like I got cocky and I was just like, no, I don't have a quick temper. I'm too old to have a quick, but it's still there. And I'm just telling you guys, like from my own personal experience, it is like 100% of the time the suboptimal choice to lose your temper. There's like never going to be a situation. There has never been a situation in my own life where I was just like, yeah, the best course of action in that particular situation was to lose my temper. It's just like never a good thing. You always like screw up. You always do something, you know, it's just like never a good, that's never the right option. And that's not to say that like you should never get angry. There's a difference between getting angry and losing your temper, right? Because you could be angry, but still communicate effectively, try to solve problems, try to be mature and wise. You could still do that while being angry, but when you lose your temper, like people that lose their temper like turn into like children, right? Like, yeah. And it was definitely a wake-up call, and it was just like, hey, you're not as wise or as mature as you think you are. Like there's still room for you to grow, and you need to like own up to it and just be like, you shouldn't have done that, and you should definitely regret it, because at the end of the day, the people that like suffered the most for it were the vesties, right? That's like what I was thinking about the most over Thanksgiving, and then when I went camping. It's different when I was just by myself at the library and I was just like working day to day. And if I actually lost my temper a lot less, but that's besides the point. Back then, if I lost my temper and I got into trouble and I screwed myself over, it would just be me that would be paying for it. And then I would just be like, well, you deserve that. And it wouldn't like affect me too much and I could move on. But I can't really do that anymore. I can't because my life is completely different now. And for better or for worse, hopefully for better. But in this case, definitely for worse. Like I'm at the head of a community, right? The vesties are like a community. And then because I messed up the community, the vesties like had to suffer. You didn't hear anything about me. Like I couldn't say anything. And you're just like waiting and you didn't know anything that happened. Are you crying a little? Shut up. I'm not crying. No, I'm not. Yeah. And it's something that like, I've learned. I can't just assume that like things that are the way that they've always been and that like I can just continue acting the way that I've acted, because things are different. My life is very different and I have responsibilities to a lot of people and I have to keep better control of my actions, and I will do that. And I do regret it. I do. To the people that have like stuck around, I am very sorry. Very, very sorry. One thing that I am good at is that like I don't often make the same mistake twice, and I have no intention of ever making this mistake ever again. Okay? And I think that's about the extent of what I could talk about. So we will move forward and we will never speak of it again. Just to keep it safe, just to keep it okay.